And whatever your name, Ray Pandora, I watched your video and I thought it was full of shit. Now, why do I think? Now, let's get something clear. When I say something, I speak factual. So when I say Colombians commit crimes in America, that is a fact. So we got a Colombian. I got a story of a Colombian couple who was trafficking women from Central and South America, arrested in the United States. Okay, cool. I got a story of ICE arresting a Colombian guy in 2025 Orlando who's responsible for 29 murders. Colombian cartel drug dealer. Well, I got all three arrests in Miami with in Queens, New York, where three Colombian women were arrested for selling vagina. So when I speak factual. And one thing I never said was all Colombians commit crimes in the United States. You bringing up some research from 2013, we in 2026. I didn't see the research, I didn't see the facts or whatever, but neither here or there. When I speak factual. And I don't know if you listened to my video, but I made it clear I've never been to Medelliin. So you making up all these stories and saying I support this and that, and then you said, oh, well, you started talking about the indigenous population. I don't know if you know this, but we have the indigenous people in the United States as well. But that's neither here or there. My video was clear. If I support the Colombians standing on business, I support y'all getting rid of predators, anybody doing something wrong. You know what I mean? I made that clear. Where I have a problem of saying something is sexual exploitation for a grown woman who goes out there and sells her body to another man, and a man pays for it, and they have their situation, and the man leaves and the woman leaves. That is not sexual exploitation. That is a grown woman and a grown man having a transaction. Now, you made a video and you brought up and when you got to the question, my main question, you brought up other stories of some horrific stuff and say that's sexual exploitation. Now, the videos you brought up of somebody harming a woman or something like that, that would be sexual exploitation. But that's not 99% of the transactions that's going on around the world. See, and when I made my video and I was talking about women selling their bodies, it wasn't just about Colombia. So this is something that exists all over the world. This exists in Africa, Japan. You said Germany doesn't have it. Well, maybe you didn't know, but Germany has brothels. Even Thailand on paper says prostitution is illegal. But Thailand is full of brothels. Japan has it. Germany has it. Spain has it. Portugal. All these places, majority of the places around the world have that going on. And another place you would never think is Dubai. And that's a whole nother story. You have American women going all the way to Dubai to get shitted on for money. So how is that? Is that sexual exploitation? And that was the point of my video. I understand you say, well, these people did these bad things in your country. Get their ass up out of there. I don't have a problem of anybody coming to any country doing wrong, whether they're buying drugs, doing anything wrong, your ass deserves to get kicked out of that country. So I don't even understand your video. The only thing that maybe I could say, probably I could be wrong, is the sex tourist. If there is a category for food tourists, dance tourists, then there would be for sex tourists. But I've never heard no one say, oh, I'm tired of these dance tourists coming over here. I'm tired of these food tourists coming to our country. In your video, you just made up a whole bunch of videos of bringing up bad videos and try to say I support that shit. Did you hear me say that I support any of those videos of whatever bad happened or whatever? And once again, I don't know if this went over your head, but I've never been to Medelliin. My channel is I Troll Passport Bros. So you can't call me a passport bro because I troll passport bros. Okay, so you're not making no sense. When I said what I said, it's factual. When I said when I asked a question, it was a legitimate question. When I say Colombians sound like they're jealous to me, well, let's get something straight. We have prostitutes here. They're Colombians and men from all over the globe that have came to the United States and paid for women. You never heard us talk about we don't want tourist immigrants coming here because of they're paying for women. You've never heard. I've never heard Germans and all these other places that have that type of situation going on in their country say that they are going to constantly go at tourists for coming to that country to do what they do with women that are already doing what they're doing. But people like you are making these videos, and then when I ask a legitimate question, and you make you bring up a whole bunch of stuff saying I support a whole bunch of shit talking about war and you don't want to be here in Colombia when a war is going on or this, and bringing up, all you did was prove to me that you got jealousy and hatred for the tourists. I asked a simple question, you took it and ran with a whole narrative. You know what I'm saying? Of saying I support a whole bunch of shit that stuff I don't even probably know about. And the funny shit is I've never been to Medelliin. So you're not making no sense. Now, you didn't even answer my question. But like I said, like I said, there are women in the United States who get up and go sell their body. If a man goes pay for that, they have an exchange and they do what they do. That's not sexual exploitation. That's a grown-ass woman decided to do what the hell she want to do. That's a grown-ass man taking his money and doing what he want to do. That is not sexual exploitation. And that's my case, and that's what I was saying. Other than that, all the videos of you bringing up wars and all that bullshit has nothing to do with my question. All you did was deflect. Now, the only question that got answered, probably may get answered, is the sex tourism thing. And if there is categories for it, then that could be considered sex. That's the only thing that I could say possibly I could get wrong. But I still never heard nobody say, I'm tired of these dance tourists. I'm tired of these food tourists. So miss me with the bullshit, man.